Yo, what is good, Lottery Stocks fam? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome to the channel if you're new. Hopefully you guys all enjoyed your weekend. I want to start the video off quickly with covering the high short interest that we see on AMC, sitting at 19.71% with over 50 million shares shorted. So they are continuing to short AMC to the ground, even after we see T+2, even after we see hammer candles, even after we see the change in volume on the stock chart. So without further ado, we're going to cover some of Adam Aron's tweets, go over AMC and GameStop, the overall market, crypto towards the end of the video, and a stock that is apparently just like GameStop. So watch until the end, hit the like button on the video, subscribe to the channel, and make sure to have post notifications on. Let's get into it. Also on compensation for 2024, I recommended to AMC's board of directors that my compensation be materially reduced given the pain being felt by our shareholders. We agreed to my target compensation will be 25% less than last year's target and 50% less than last year's actual. So yeah, the previous earnings call, Adam Aron wanted to decrease his compensation, and that is something that he has said, and now he's reiterating that because the pain being felt by shareholders. So he's decreasing his compensation because he's diluting shareholders, raising cash. And then he also says, I continue to be one of AMC's largest shareholder with an economic interest in about 2 million owned or granted shares. Other than to fund mandatory federal and state income tax withholdings, I have not sold even one AMC share since January of 2022. I ride with you. So keep in mind, Adam Aron sold during that big run-up. He hasn't sold since January of 2022, however, and also he hasn't purchased with his own cash, which is something that I mentioned in the comments under this post. He has these granted shares, he has these vested shares, he's still holding on to them, which is great. That's something good to see. But you also want to see your CEO putting his own money up front for the company, kind of like Ryan Cohen and a few others. His last tweet said, ahead of this week's annual CinemaCon conclave, I was in LA all last week with numerous major studio executives as well as very talented directors and accomplished producers. I am so encouraged by the film slate for the second half of 2024 and all of 2025 and 2026. So many really big movies coming. Now this is extremely important because the second half of 2024 being good and 2025 and 2026 entire year being extremely good means AMC can get out of that debt, those liens that they have to cover by 2026. Okay, chances are the company is going to turn around and do extremely well, especially if the box offices are producing a ton of revenue for the second half of 2024 and all through the next 2 years following. Now, a quick touch on the numbers: 6,000 calls compared to 14,000 puts expiring in the money this week, then 58,000 calls compared to 11,000 puts expiring out of the money. More people betting bullish, but we are currently losing on the options chain as we speak. Short exempts stacked even higher, even though they cooled down for a single day, back up to 230,000 on AMC. If we come take a look at GameStop, there's basically no calls compared to 6,000 puts, and more people are betting bullish. So this premium is going to market makers as well as next week. If we see a move higher on GameStop coming into next week, you could see some gamma buildup, which is something that we are going to watch. And short exempts doubled on GameStop as well for April 5th, coming up to 42,602 short exempts. If we take a look at the chart, AMC is tracking exactly perfectly to a T with what we have been waiting for. Hammer candling, chop trading at $3, coming down to hit this new relative low before the end of April, if not the very end of April. Okay, that is the last straw that we're watching before mooning higher. And I think at this point I will be entering some calls and I will alert Discord as soon as I do so. As for GameStop, it's trying its hardest to hold this demand zone down here, this whole box that you see, which if it breaks below, it's going to eventually become a supply zone and it's going to be resistance for the stock. But as of right now, it's really trying to hold $11 as support. If we can't hold $11 as support, GameStop may come all the way down to $10 even to the bottom of this channel, at which point I would consider it a high buy opportunity. In my opinion, nothing I say is financial advice. I am not a financial advisor. However, if we do hold this support and we bounce higher, watch for a re-break over the previous resistance around $11.80 to bring us up to $12.50. Now, JP Morgan says stocks are so crowded they may crack at any time. A long time ago, a few months ago, we talked about hedge funds overcrowding trades, and that is why you're seeing market melt-ups like this, as well as crypto and other stocks squeeze. And once hedge funds end up heading for the door and the dominoes start collapsing, it could be a crackdown like JP Morgan says, and it could happen very, very fast. You're seeing a lot of steam being lost on the overall market, and this is something that we have to keep a close eye on. As of right now, we don't have a change in direction. We just need to keep an eye on the steam that it's losing. Tesla's up almost 5%, trading at 173. Fighting resistance, I would watch for Tesla to get rejected at 176 if we end up breaking above this, or 175.30. After that, I'm looking for a crash down still on Tesla because there is no confirmation that we are actually in a bull trend for Tesla. I need to see a clean break over 176, and I need to see an entire candle close above that. And since the time being, all the way back from March 6th, we have not seen one of those yet. Now, Brazil opens investigation into Elon Musk for obstruction of justice after refusing to censor certain users on X. So much for freedom of speech, and we're just bringing this up because we touched on Tesla. Now to jump into crypto. Bitcoin is looking beautiful. Got the retest and is breaking above. We didn't see a candle close just yet, but if we get an entire candle close above 71,500, that will be beautiful on Bitcoin to consider it having another leg up into the halving. This cycle is playing out a little bit different. It actually looks accelerated and it looks stronger, which means we could be in the parabolic cycle that everyone has been waiting for. But take that with a grain of salt because we can get faked out at any moment. Shiba also flagging out, but it didn't quite get the breakout. It is testing the top of the range. I do own Bitcoin, SHIB, Doge, Bitcoin Cash, Ethereum, and a few others. Dogecoin broke above this resistance level at 20 cents, and it is sitting right at this level. As of right now, again, it's testing a trend break like Bitcoin, but not necessarily a confirmation. After Dogecoin does hold above 20 cents, watch 23 cents. If we break above 23, Dogecoin is going to have a parabolic move up to 33 to 34 cents. Now, multiple Chinese institutions to launch Bitcoin ETFs in Hong Kong, which is going to be a multi-billion-dollar industry, over $240 billion. Now, I want to talk about DJT, which is Truth Social, aka Trump stock, down 10%. And apparently, this is the quote-unquote GameStop. And I want to play this clip for you guys of a person drawing parallels between the stocks of Truth Social, GameStop, and AMC, claiming that DJT stock is a scam. And what I want to point out is that you can make money on this.
Trump, but actually a business question about Truth Social. You've seen this stock on the move in this I'll call it remarkable, maybe even crazy way.
Just say two words: GameStop.
GameStop. That's what you think is going on here.
It's ridiculous.
The
company has no revenue.
But do you think it could ever be a bigger business? Do you think if he wins the presidency, it becomes...
Why?
I'm asking...
Why would it be bigger? Look, he's only interesting now because he's out there entertaining the folks. I hope if he does get elected, he just plays golf for 4 years. But
so do you think that all of the investors in this are getting scammed? Do you think they think this is a transference of wealth from one side to the other, and that's the goal? What do you think is happening?
I think they're dopes. I mean, who would buy a company that literally has, I think, what does it have? $30 of revenue? Why would you how could you put a value on it? They're buying it for other reasons, just like they bought theaters when there was no theater business, or they bought GameStop or whatever. It's stupid. It's stupid stuff.
It was 1,000 times revenue, I think.
What?
I think it was wasn't it $4 million? It was
$4 million in revenue. That's $4 million in revenue. It's ridiculous. I'm not saying it's not ridiculous.
$4 million.
Why are you even talking about this? It's a scam, just like everything he's ever been involved in is some sort of con.
Let me pivot.
Amazing survival of a con man is just beyond comprehension, but there it is.
And a lot of people don't know what they're talking about. Overall, guys, I hope you enjoyed your weekend and enjoyed watching the video or found value out of the video. If you haven't seen the videos I uploaded over the weekend, it was some things that could happen with Bitcoin before the halving, and also covering a potential stock market crash and giving an update on Tom Lee's perspective and what he thinks is to come. So make sure to go watch those two videos because they are not outdated just because they went up on the weekend. And make sure to get in the Discord. The link is right under the video. Come talk stocks with me and the most amazing people, as well as crypto in there. We also post our gains, post our losses, and I post my trades as soon as I take them in my personal portfolio. And the last icing on the cake is we have options trading alerts in there. Coffee a month, you're grandfathered in at this price. If you don't know what that means, you pay that price forever, even if I up the price of Discord. So make sure to get in. The link is right under the video, and above that link is Moomoo. If you open an account, through Moomoo with my link and put $1 in there, they're going to give you fractional shares of the Magnificent Seven, such as Apple, Microsoft, Tesla, Nvidia, Amazon, Google, as well as Meta, and potentially a 1.5% cash reward, as well as level 2 order book data for free, access to trading options, going long, going short, and more as a retail trader. Again, both of those links pinned in the top of comments for you guys or linked in the description. Let me know what you think about today's video. Let me know if you're still in Tesla, whether you're bullish or bearish on Tesla, and how your crypto portfolio is doing. I love you all. Lottery socks out. Oh yeah, last but not least, enjoy the solar eclipse. Be careful with your eyes. Peace.